State Marco Rubio and Special Envoy for the Middle East Steve Witkoff will form part of the team. Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who is one of his senior advisors, has also been named. The US president will chair the board. It's part of Mr. Trump's 20-point peace plan.
Now, one other development today, US President Donald Trump invited the Prime Minister to join Trump's Board of Peace. That is the multinational institution charged with overseeing the reconstruction of Gaza. And Prime Minister Carney has accepted the invitation.
The progress that we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
Prime Minister Mark Carney speaking during a high-stakes trade mission in China. Both Canada and China have now signed an economic and trade cooperation roadmap.
Even as the U.S. president is seeking to corner Beijing, Canada has signaled a new world order by forging a new strategic partnership with China. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney held talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing. This is the first visit by a Canadian Prime Minister to China in 8 years.
According to the White House release, there will be 2 executive bodies under the Gaza Board of Peace. The first is called the Founding Executive Board, consisting of 7 members, and the second is called the Gaza Executive Board, consisting of 11 members.
The list includes U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, and former British Prime Minister Tony Blair, who led the UK into the Iraq War. Also on the list are billionaire private equity executive Mark Rowan and World Bank President Ajay Banga. Chairing the board, of course, is President Donald Trump himself.
It is my great honor to announce that the Board of Peace has been formed. I can say with certainty that it is the greatest and most prestigious board ever assembled at any time, any place.
President Trump is, though, assembling a group of officials to oversee the reconstruction of Gaza. He is calling it a, quote, Board of Peace. The group is a key step in the United Nations-backed American plan to demilitarize and rebuild Gaza. The board includes U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, and former British Prime Minister Tony Blair. The White House has also invited leaders from Albania, Argentina, Paraguay, and Turkey to join the board.
We're going to be given a very short period of time to disarm, and we'll see how that works out. Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner will be in charge of that from our side. But if they don't disarm, as they agreed to do, they agreed to it, and then they'll be held to pay for them. And we don't want that. We're not looking for that. But they have to disarm within a fairly short period of time.
What was also extremely interesting about this meeting between these two leaders was the pressure that they are indicating they're going to put on Iran. Now, of course, there's a lot of protests and unrest in Iran at the moment. The currency has crashed. It's an interesting time for Trump to signal that this is that they will go back in and they will destroy those weapons and missiles if they become aware of them. So this was an incredibly strong meeting with a lot of rhetoric that we come to know from both of these men. But particularly at this time of the year, I think really interesting that they are not letting up on any of this messaging in this region.
We have new details out of the Middle East tonight. Iran's leader taking aim at President Trump, saying he is guilty for the casualties and damage left behind in the capital city. He claims Trump slandered the nation and encouraged the protests. President Trump, though, pushing back on those allegations, calling for an end to the current regime's rule. The president previously threatened to take action against Iran's government if it did not stop killing civilians. On Friday, he praised it for sparing protesters.
Did Arab and Israeli officials convince you to not strike Iran?
Nobody convinced me. I convinced myself. You had yesterday scheduled over 800 hangings. They didn't hang anyone. They canceled the hangings.
The president failed to provide a source to back up the claim that 800 protesters were spared.
The strength of the United States and Israel's friendship taking a new step forward as Prime Minister Netanyahu awarded Trump his country's highest honor, the Israel Prize.
It's going to be awarded to President Donald J. Trump for his tremendous contributions to Israel and the Jewish people.
For President Trump, who campaigned on being a peacetime president, all eyes are now on whether he can secure peace in the Middle East as promised.